This is the Hunt Quietly podcast. I'm Matt Ranella. This is the Hunt Quietly podcast. I'm Matt Ranella.
So last time we talked, you were mixing Gatorade and vodka for a golf outing.
Yes. And it was as fun as Gatorade and vodka sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Hydrated and
yeah, you woke up the next morning feeling sprightly, full of electrolytes.
Yeah, it was good. A little lazy day today, though.
Not me, man. I've been busy as a beaver because I just went dry again.
You went what?
I'm dry again.
Oh, you're dry again. Yeah, well, I'm dry right now. I'm having a cup of decaf coffee, so.
Man, I think my what is it called? Perplexion. That's not even a word. Reflect. What's that word for your general skin tone?
Your complexion.
Complexion is already looking more healthy, less gray and drawn. More. Don't you think I look good? Look at me.
I do. I think you look different. I think you look alcohol free for 48 hours.
I was gonna say it's only been 3 days, but when I set my mind to it and tell my friends, then it happens.
Hey, you know what? It's always good to take a break, man. I'll never begrudge anybody for being healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not going to drink until December 1st, except there's a little bit of a clause in there. When I go to the cabin, I might tip a few. When I go to our cabin in Alaska.
Did you see my coffee mug?
Late July. Oh, it's got a big old speck on there.
Yeah.
Where'd you
My
get
son
that?
got this for me at the Pittsburgh Arts Festival.
Oh, so some local artist made that?
Mm-hmm.
For those unaware, a speck is a crappie.
And it's a left-handed mug.
There's another word for them besides specks and crappies. Isn't there?
Do you guys from Michigan call them crappie?
What the hell are you talking to? Oh, like the handle is shaped in a way that makes it more comfortable for a left-handed person?
No, the art is facing out for a left-handed person to drink.
Okay.
So if I would drink it right-handed, you wouldn't see the art.
Okay, got it.
Do you call them crappie in Michigan? You do. We've probably talked about this.
Crappie or speckled bass. Right up there, like way up there on my list of favorite fish.
Absolutely.
Both culinarily and otherwise.
Oh, dude, yeah, they are the best. There's some people in Western PA that call them crappie.
Oh. Are they just being funny?
No, I just think that's just the vernacular of some of the folks that way we talk around here.
For a long time. Okay, so I went dry for a while, and then I had a thing where it's like, don't keep booze in the house. And that led to I would stop off on the way home and get a tall boy or a box of wine. People are like, whoa, fucking box. I'm talking about those little boxes.
It's like almost like a small milk carton.
Yeah, I think 12 ounces maybe.
Yeah.
And then I would mix up the gas station. I would go to a different gas station every night so they didn't think I was drunk, you know. But then I'm too social. I'd have that box, and then somebody would invite me over. And then they'd have more drinks. There's just I'm around too much drinking.
And you're no different because I was good for weeks on end, going to the gym, eating healthy, and we had a series of graduation parties. And I was good. And then we saw some friends there, and it was a day party. The party was like from noon to 4. And the one guy was like, why aren't you drinking? I'm like, I'm trying to be healthy. He's like, come on, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, let's have some drinks. Then we just went on a, you know,
Yeah, he twisted your arm.
oh yeah, very easily.
uh, I'm more diligent about going to the gym when I'm drinking
Yeah.
because then I'm like, you piece of shit. At the very least, you're going to go to the gym. You know.
Well, at least you can recognize when enough is enough and you need to take a break and then, reevaluate come December 1st.
You know what didn't help me this last couple months is this Coleman Hughes podcast I listened to. You listen to that guy?
Who?
Coleman Hughes, Conversations with Coleman.
I have not listened to that one yet.
Oh, you should check him out. He's got great guests, and he's a real bright guy.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Real bright young guy. I think he's only 30, but man, he's smart. And on April 27th, he had this episode entitled The Case for Drinking Alcohol. It's funny, for years I've always thought that would be a great article to write.
Are you familiar with Scott Galloway?
Uh-uh.
He's like a CEO that's helps develop and mentor young folks that have lost their way, and he's an advocate of drinking more. He feels like,
What?
yeah.
He helps young people and he's by trying to get them fucked up?
No, he just feels like society, specifically young folks, have lost their ability to form relationships. And he talks about the value of when you're drinking with somebody and you're going through life and you form relationships, and a lot of them are around drinking.
Oh, he must know. What's this guy's name again?
Scott Galloway.
He must know who Coleman's guest was on this episode. Because what you just said is very similar to a lot of what Edward Singerland said on Coleman Hughes' podcast.
Yeah.
I'll just read you the what do you call that? What do you call that? We write them all the time. The
The show notes.
show notes. Coleman writes, most researchers who study alcohol focus on what it does to your body. I'm sorry, I can barely, it's just small text. I got it now. Edward Slingerland is more interested in what it does to your friendships. In his book, Drunk, How We Sipped, Danced, and Stumbled Our Way to Civilization, the University of British Columbia professor argues that alcohol has functioned for thousands of years as humanity's most important social lubricant, and that the modern war on drinking is costing us something we can't easily replace. He and Coleman dig into the anthropological origins of alcohol, why drinking has always been communal, and why giving it up isn't as simple as your doctor thinks. Slingerland argues that the loneliness epidemic and the sobriety trend may not be a coincidence. They also touch on Slingerland's background in early Chinese philosophy and the surprisingly direct path from ancient Taoist texts to a book about getting drunk.
Interesting.
It's just so funny to me how, like, you could tell that stuff like this, social sciences, kind of, especially the nexus between social sciences and biology, the shit's always changing.
Yeah.
That's how you know a discipline isn't onto something. Oh, Atkins diet. Oh no, now I'm carnivore diet.
Right.
Now,
Caveman diet. Yeah.
uh, fruits
Hey.
and vegetables. Oh, that's too much sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I've even read that, like, I've heard it said by some podcaster bros that there's evidence that vegetables aren't good for you because they have defensive plant compounds.
Oh, geez.
It's just this bifurcation amongst paradigms all the time. I mean, somebody could have, like I say, I always thought it'd be fun to write a little article about the benefits of alcohol. About 10 years ago, I looked on the internet I did a search wondering if anybody had ever written the likes of such.
You should still do it.
Yeah.
Hey, growing up, my dad would say, never trust a man that doesn't drink.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he was
We
dead
said that in our
serious.
circle. Yeah, we had that in our circle too.
Yep.
So, okay, let me ask you this. Why do you think he would say that?
Because I think when you drink and you open up and you have that realism, like you could tell a lot about a guy when you go out and have some drinks.
Yeah, but your dad's saying was, in my circle of friends, don't trust a man that doesn't drink.
Yeah.
So what? Like, he's chosen to not drink? What does that say about him? I have a theory of what that saying means. I think it means that it's when somebody doesn't trust you, that means that says something about how much you should trust them. Okay? So if somebody lacks trust in other people,
Uh-huh.
don't you think that I believe that not entire, because he could have been just fucked his whole life by people. So that could be a component too. But one reason is because that guy knows the shit he does to other people when he thinks he can get away from with it. And he thinks that everybody else is the same way. Are you with me so far?
Sort of, but keep going.
Oh God. Like if I'm somebody that, if I see a $20 bill sitting on my buddy's kitchen table and there's a bunch of people over at my buddy's. If I'm the kind of person that'll stick that 20 in my pocket, then I'm also the kind of person that thinks other people would stick that 20 in their pocket.
So are you saying that like someone like my dad that believed that is like
No, it's not. We can't jump forward to the meaning of the saying until we
because
this part. What I'm trying to get you to either agree with or disagree with is the statement that people that are not trustworthy have less trust in other people. So, in order to get fucked up around your buddies, you have to have trust in them to take care of you and to let it slide if you say something stupid. To forgive you if you take it too far.
Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody doesn't drink, that's saying, I don't trust these guys to not take advantage of me in my drunken state, which says he's not trusting of other people. And therefore, that suggests that he's not trustworthy himself.
Interesting.
Why does it feel like you don't get my point?
I do. I totally do.
Okay.
But I would have to go, yeah, I totally do.
And I think that's why people say that saying.
But I
I've
think there's
always just naturally thought that that's why that saying, "Don't trust a man that doesn't drink." That's what I just always assumed that's what people meant by that. You know. All right, shall we move on and talk a few about some hunting related topics?
Yeah, you know what? I talked to this guy, Mike Yule. He drew a bison tag in South Dakota, and I met him through Monster Muleys, and we podcasted together. Because I was telling you before, I had some reservations about drawing this tag. I've been getting points for like 8 years, and I guess it used to be they would round the bison up in Custer and put them into like a 3,000 acre pasture. And I guess they don't do that anymore. It's my understanding. So it's not as controlled as I thought it was. So I have like a kind of, I'm excited about it again. So I wanted to talk to him about his hunt, and he was a good dude. We had a good conversation. But speaking of bison, are you following? Have you followed the BLM and the American Prairie Reserve?
Yeah, the BLM
They
made it so you can't graze bison
they
because they're
rescinded their
not. They're
bison
not.
grazing permit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably at the behest of like under like, well, obviously BLM didn't decide on this themselves. It was they were told to do this
Yeah, it was the Trump administration. Let's just
yeah,
it was the Trump administration.
and the reason why the Trump administration did is because he got a bunch of noise. They got a bunch of noise from ranchers.
And that's my question. Like when we talk, we did this episode before, so we've had this conversation. But do you think bison will ever see the light of day? Or is it just the ranchers have too much control? They don't want to see bison grazing public land. And if there's no bison on public land, I mean, it's just going to be very limited, and we're never going to see real bison hunting across the West.
No, I don't think that there's going to ever be free, like, roaming herds of bison again.
Yeah.
Nothing in my reading of the tea leaves leads me to believe that there are going to be migratory, vastly ranging herds of bison.
Yeah, because the ranching community just will not have it.
Right. To the point where they'll try to influence the legislature and their politicians to prevent it. Like,
And
this
so
is interesting to me because you think of ranches as being stockmen as being conservative, like politically conservative, and with that comes a strong concern for personal freedom. And
yeah.
here they are going, no, 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 Prairie Reserve, American Prairie Reserve, you can't put bison out there. It's like, how is that not just telling somebody else to do on their how is that not telling somebody what to do on their own land?
And additionally, those are bison that you and I could hunt. I mean, you have to draw a tag, but they were open for hunting if you drew the tag. And
Right.
it was on 63,000 acres, and it was 900 head of bison. So I'm kind of disappointed in that.
Well, yeah, but that's how many acres they have total, right?
That was the grazing permit. It was off of on 6,300 or
Oh.
63,000, excuse me, 63,000 acres.
Right. I mean, if you drew that permit, you're not going to be hunting 63,000 acres.
No.
They're going to be like, there's your little pasture. There's 10 of them out there. Don't shoot the one. Don't shoot Bob. You know.
But see, I thought when we talked,
he's our stud. You know, don't shoot. There's that one you can shoot the one with the pink ear tag or the blue ear tag.
You think it's like that?
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Because
like
Scott Heidbrink, remember we interviewed him? He made it sound like it was a tough hunt.
Oh,
like,
okay.
You're going to be
I take
working.
that all back. I
you're
take that
asking.
all back. I shouldn't have been saying. It might
But
simulate it might well simulate a wild bison hunt. Or it could be that you shake a can of grain and here they come.
yeah,
No.
I know, man. I know. We've been down this road before, but
If you want to hunt a wild bison, I think the closest you can get is Alaska, where they're not even native.
yeah, and ironically, that's the most affordable place for a non-resident tag is
Oh no, my
Alaska.
brothers have both hunted bison and killed bison up there. And those are some wild freaking bison.
That's the hardest
Like
tag to
they
draw in
introduced them
Alaska.
in this one area, and they didn't take in that area. They migrated like some ungodly amount of miles, and then set up camp in this other spot. When my brothers hunted for them, they I don't know if my brother Dan has hunted for them. Maybe he's just gone. He's at least gone with several people
Mm-hmm.
that drew the tag. But you got to float in a long ways, and then you shoot one, and there's a good chance it's going to be a long way from the river.
Yeah, that's a rough tag.
That's like a legit hunt.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't think anything in the lower 48. I mean, I think that if I did it, there's a very good chance that, like my hunt purity index, you know about that, like
yeah,
HBI.
yeah.
There's no way it's going to score above like a 6 or 7.
Well, and I know we talked about that. I don't think every hunt has to be like the most purest thing. I think some
I'm not saying it here. It's
yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
objective rating.
Yep.
It's like saying, like, if I looked at somebody's tumor, if I was a oncologist and I looked at somebody's tumor and I said, "Yeah, man, I'd say you got about 6 months to live." Um, I wouldn't then say, "Yeah, well, I'm not saying that every tumor has to be big or small, but this one just so happens to be big." It's like, no, I'm just saying it's not fucking his beer. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. You
I
know,
know. I wasn't insinuating that you were saying that. But
okay,
I sometimes it's just simple as it's like meat acquisition, you know what I mean? Like I could go sit in the woods behind my house 100 yards from my house and pick off squirrels left and right. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean I don't do that because it's,
right,
you
right,
know, but
right. Oh, I'd say that I'd give that a 10. I'm not even joking. That's a 10. A man walks out of his house into the like adjacent woodlot and pops some squirrels and makes squirrel wings out of them.
yeah, that's underrated for sure.
That's a fucking 10.
Well, I guess I was just
I mean,
inferring
you
that
didn't
the
film
ease
it,
of,
you didn't put it on social media, you
yeah.
didn't hire a leased land outfitter, you know? That's a like you're well on your way to a 10.
Well, assuming that I get this tag, it will be something that we'll obviously talk about. I don't know.
That's a pretty massive assumption, right?
Did I get the tag?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's no guarantee that I will get the tag. We could be having this maybe conversation in 5 years from now. Who knows?
What are the chances?
I think I ran the numbers. It might be something like 3% success rate. So
Can you shoot any bison?
So there's two point systems. One's for a trophy bison and one's for a non-trophy bison. And I want the meat, so I went non-trophy because I've heard.
Oh, I would shoot a cow.
Yeah,
Some buddies of mine a few years ago, I kept telling them, man, my buddies listen to this. So my buddy, and these guys, okay, so let me preface this by saying that my friends are smarter than me and know way more about most things than me. I only knew this because of eating bison that my brother shot, friends of mine shot, stuff like that. I kept telling them they bought a bison and they went down to Broadus on this ranch where they were running around feral and shot one. And I said, you guys should shoot a cow.
Yeah.
because I know from firsthand experience and the experiences of my kin that they eat way better. And they shot a bull, a young bull, and it was chewy, and they didn't like it.
Even a young bull was chewy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not.
So, man, like I wouldn't care. This is really complicated. It's like I wouldn't care because I prefer chewy.
Yeah.
This,
I mean,
it's so tender. It's like, what the? You're like, are your teeth rotten or something?
well, they don't. I don't think they
Tender is
have a cow hunt,
overrated.
but
Oh, they don't have a cow.
I don't think they do. But so I'm putting in for the non-trophy bison. So we'll see.
Do you
But
have to take
nonetheless,
somebody with you?
what's that?
Do you have to take somebody with you to make sure you shoot the right one?
Yeah, man. So it's the
Okay, already you're like at a 6. You got to have like a custodian.
it is the biologist himself accompanies every tag owner or every tag winner.
At that point, it is purely a meat acquisition hunt. Matter of fact, to the point where personally, hey man, to each his own. I'm just trying to say what this has now become for me personally.
Yeah.
Not what you should value or that what you value and want to do is dumb.
But
Where is this? Is it in some national forest?
Custer,
Oh, okay. Did you know that forest, Custer Forest, is also in Montana? Custer National Forest?
I didn't know that. No. I think
Yeah.
typically when you refer to Custer, you think of South Dakota. So yeah, I didn't know that.
No. Yeah, it's broken up into multiple pieces. I don't know if there's pieces in North Dakota and Wyoming.
But you'll have to listen to the episode because Mike's account is pretty wild. I mean, it's like it's not it's now he had a trophy bison, so they had to search long and hard.
Oh, you're trying to get people to listen to this, and all I'm doing is casting shade on the whole premise.
Well, it's just like
I'm sorry. That's
I
cool.
have this interest in bison. I just think they're the coolest looking creatures, and it just doesn't get a lot of publicity, and it's because it's not accessible. You know what I mean? And it's just like tags are expensive. Like, the lowest non-resident bison tag is Montana, or excuse me, Alaska at 900. Montana comes in at a cheap and affordable 1250. And then like the other ones jump up to 6,000, 4,800. South Dakota's 3,250. It's not cheap, man. It is not a cheap endeavor for a non-resident to pursue a bison hunt.
One of ours in Montana, it's infeasible without livestock.
What is?
You could not do the hunt without livestock.
Oh, you couldn't?
No way. No way. It's way up in the mountains. A
Oh,
long way from a trailhead.
yeah.
One of our collaborators, or the guy that runs the Region 3 Hunters for Access chapter, Chad Richards, he drew it a few years ago. Yeah, he shot a monster bull.
Nice. Yeah, I mean but anyway, it's something that I'm pursuing and I'm interested in, and I just
Yeah, you've
thought
been talking about this for years. I know it's something that it's an idea that
well, and then you have a little
it's
bit of
hunt you
hope
want to do.
because you see like Colorado declared them a big game species, even though there's no wild free roaming bison in Colorado. They declared them a big game species, and they even have a price for their non-resident hunting license and resident, even though there's no. So I'm assuming that they anticipate that at someday there's going to be hunting for bison in Colorado. And you get like a glimmer of hope, like, holy shit, man, this is a step in the right direction. And then the next page you read, the American Prairie lost their grazing rights for wild free ranging bison herd.
Yeah, I think that there's an appeal going on with that.
Yeah, they're appealing it. Yep.
Okay, what's next? Is that it
That's it,
for
man.
that?
So,
Okay. You want to talk about Aron Snyder?
ooh, he had a bad day.
Yeah, about a week ago, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure that some of you will know about this already because it is a story that's making the rounds. But Aron Snyder, if you don't know, he was the CEO of Kafaru, and then he left there, and it's not clear why, in 2024, and he became an employee of Born Primitive, an outdoor apparel company. And he's a hunting promoter, influencer. I mean, one of the most prolific grip and grinners in the hunting space. Like, posts himself with dozens of dead game animals every year. Well, anyway, uh, a private investigator in Texas, uh, I'm not sure the private investigator was from Texas, but anyway, this PI leaked a story, a video of Aron to the Cowboy State Daily, a publication in Wyoming, about a week ago. And the Cowboy State Daily distributed this video over social media. And it shows Aron Snyder circa 2021.
Yeah,
Is that
something like
right?
that.
Well, it's a funny thing to say. It's like when you say circa, you don't have to go about something like that. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Roughly
roughly.
2021 of him. Why don't you tell it, Jim? What is he doing in the video?
So the video that I saw starts with him grabbing a
It's
wounded.
not the video you saw. It's the video.
Well, I didn't see anything leading up to it. So yeah, it's the video. He's
Okay.
going up to a coyote that is underneath a pine tree that's still alive but wounded. He grabs it by the rear
It's
end.
sticking. Only thing you can see is its tail sticking
Yeah.
out of a hole. The rest of the coyote is down in this hole.
Yeah. And he grabs it and throws it into the open pasture, whatever. And it stands up, and then he kicks it, knocks its feet down, knocks his feet from under him. And then he proceeds to stab it with a knife and then kicks it in the head.
And all the while taunting it, like waving the knife around its head.
And this
Yeah.
coyote is on its side, looking up at him, moving its head. Yeah. Not good.
Not good. He consequently got fired from Born Primitive. They put out a post on social media in which they announced that they had fired Aron Snyder, and in which
And they
they say
condemned his actions.
the cruelty shown in the video is not aligned with our standards of ethical hunting. And Aron Snyder has consequently made his profile private and on Instagram, which is where he had his biggest presence, and his account is no longer verified, which I think you have to pay to have your account verified. Like you have to pay some amount and then if it's verified, it's like we've what's the word I'm looking for? Well, we verified that this is this person's account.
Yeah. We
That's to
verified it's them.
Yeah, it's to prevent imposters and things like that. Great big hubbub over this. A lot of outlets condemning this. The what one would expect to be the usual cast of characters, groups, animal wellness action, women for wolves, wildlife for all, and many other individuals and groups have condemned the video.
It's hard to watch, man. It's hard to watch.
From the standpoint of like the hunt quietly ethos, none of this stuff belongs on computer screens. Nothing, like no hunting dead or dying animals belong on a computer. I mean, that's a major premise of our platform, is pointing out all the ways in which putting dead and dying animals on public facing accounts threatens the future of hunting. And it's not just because of anti-hunters, but not just because of energizing anti-hunters, though that's a part of it, and that's what we're discussing today. But where's it going with that?
Well, he was under investigation when people originally thought this was in Wyoming.
Yeah, I was going to get to that in a minute, but I just remember where I was going.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But in Aron's defense, he didn't post this. So that is worth mentioning. Even he saw, and when I say even he, because he's just like a freaking gripping, grinning son of a bitch, man. Even he saw fit to not post this, or he posted some other thing that day. But this guy that I've met at a HFA fundraiser a few years ago, he just sent an email with a screenshot from 2021, Aron Snyder. Apparently, Aron Snyder on his Instagram story posted some images of a coyote growling at him, a wounded coyote growling at Aron Snyder. So I don't know if you're not on Instagram. First of all, good for you. Congratulations. But if you don't, but you won't know what a story is. But a story is a temporary thing that you put on your page. You can upload a video or an image. It's on there for what, 12 hours?
I don't know.
And then it goes away. So anyway, this guy that reached out to me says, it messaged Aron Snyder in 2021 when he posted these images to his story. And his message was posting images of or taking images of a wounded coyote snarling at you instead of dispatching. Classy. And then Aron Snyder quickly blocked it. But he had the screenshot of this message that he sent to Aron Snyder in 2021.
I think you showed this to me.
No, I just posted it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So what I'm trying to establish here is Aron Snyder didn't post this. A private investigator found it and sent it to this newspaper in Wyoming. But he could have. Like, he's posted similar shit and somehow it didn't cause a stink. You know, it's not like he was above it. He just it's probably posted dozens of things over the years that people would find utterly disgusting.
The fact that there's 2 videos of alive coyotes that haven't been dispatched.
This wasn't a video. This was pictures.
Oh, pictures.
But this guy that emailed me his screenshot of his exchange wasn't an exchange because Aron Snyder didn't respond. He just blocked him. I mean, it was 2021. Could have been the same year, could have been the same coyote. You know, all I'm saying here is it is kind of a mitigating factor that Aron did not post this, but he's posted similar shit.
Well, I do give him credit. If you watched his, I don't know if you want to call it a apology video or explanation, he does provide some reasoning, which I know what he's talking about, in the sense where you look at and devalue certain animals. And coyotes, he's not the only one that thinks this. I'm not saying I think it, because I don't, but people don't look at coyotes with any type of respect. All they see are fawn killers, and they want all of them gone. And that's, I agree. I'm not saying, but at least
I know that what you're saying is correct.
Yeah, at least he had the balls
but
to say.
I just don't understand. Go ahead.
At least he had the balls to say, I was one of those guys, and I was wrong.
Oh, does he say that?
Yeah, well, I think he says essentially it looks really bad. It looks really bad.
Yeah, I didn't. Maybe I did see the video, but I don't know, sleepy. I don't remember very well. I have some quotes from it from some articles that I'll read them in a minute here. But I just don't understand how a grown ass man, he was a military guy, which might explain that. He was in the military. I don't know if he saw combat or maybe he's got some PTSD or something. I don't know. Like, I just don't see how a fully formed adult human being would desire to cause more fear and pain than is necessary. I just don't understand how somebody doesn't want to just absolutely, okay, so predicated on the idea that you think hunting can be done ethically, which I do and you do, obviously. This is a hunting podcast. But within the realm of circumstances where we go, okay, it's okay to kill wildlife for food. Given that we, I'm going to do that in a way that, to the best of my ability, minimizes fear and pain.
Yes.
I just don't understand how anybody, I guess it's like the best I can do to sympathize with that is like when you're a little kid, and maybe you rip the wings off of a bee
or you shoot the Tweety bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know what you're saying. Even if you just take away like what you're talking about, how kids cause harm without any thought or remorse. Even if you take away that, okay, who leaves their gun at the truck to retrieve an animal?
Oh, this is a component of this I want to talk. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, but I have this feeling that these ambassador, quote unquote, hunting leader, quote unquote, people, these online hunters, they have these big followings and everybody's looking to them for guidance and what gear to buy and hunting strategies and all that. I think a lot of them are just not good hunters. So let's say I was in that circumstance that Aron was in. I mean, he looks like somebody that's never had to dispatch an animal before. Doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I've watched animals go down, and I still walk up to them with my rifle.
Okay, agree. But what would you have done if you'd had you? This was you, and it was your last bullet, and you had shot all your bullets, and now this thing is its tail is sticking out of a hole. What would you do?
I would have taken the butt of my gun and either choked it or dispatched it on the head with my gun.
Same. I would have done exactly what Aron did for starters, which is pull it out of the hole.
Yes, yeah, I would have done that too.
And then I would have dropped it on the frozen ground and with one heel strike, killed it.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this video and going like, either this guy is cravenly, like with just steaming with desire to prolong this, to to just relish the experience of this thing being agonized, or he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he obviously knew he was being filmed, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's that. There's a guy with a camera there, and that guy's an asshole too. It's just like, put down the freaking camera and help end this thing's fear and pain.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So okay, enough about that. We're just like sitting here, just basking in like just like just talk. I'm starting, not you. I'm starting to sound like a little like Greta Thunberg. So
Well, I think the reality of it it's a bad look. Everybody agrees. He said it. And now it's like exactly what you talked about. It's being used to get people to not support hunting.
yeah. So I thought I'd talk about a little bit about what other outlets have said.
Yeah.
The only hunting, so of all the ambassadors and leaders in the hunting sphere, the only one that said anything was Meat Eater,
Yeah.
and they put out an article about it. They didn't discuss it on the podcast. They didn't, you know, they didn't put out something on Instagram about it. They took they put out a little article on their website.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I guess I give them credit for that, but they could have done a hell of a lot. Everyone was silent. Uncle Randy Newberg, like the guy that's supposed to be Mr. Ethics, and fucking nothing.
Well, they don't want to alienate themselves with his followers.
Yeah. Backcountry hunters and anglers. Nothing.
Yeah, no one's
Rocky
going to
Mountain
say
Elk
anything.
Foundation. Nothing.
And they don't have to like throw him under the bus to condemn what he did.
No.
Like
I'm not trying to end his life, you know? I or like or get him jailed. I'm just saying it was a messed up thing. Okay, let's say there was two buttons right here on my kitchen table, and I could press one of them and if I press that one, Aron Snyder's senior years, his remaining life would be pleasurable. The other one would be that it would be racked with suffering, misery, loneliness, financial destitution. I'd hit I hope he has a good life button. How about you?
absolutely. Absolutely. I told you, I give him a lot of credit for coming out with that video, and I was like, good for him. I think he's a
Yeah.
stand-up guy. And I honestly know a lot of people that feel the same way about coyotes. They don't want to see them on the landscape, and there's nothing you can do to them that would offend them because they just don't see them as valuable. And he talked about that very thing and admitted to it. And I think a lot of people share that same feeling about coyotes.
Do you know what Project Coyote is?
I do not.
So they have a website. It's a group that their mission is to protect North America's wild carnivores and promote compassionate coexistence through education, science, advocacy, and coalition building. Uh, The dude that was instrumental in starting this is Dan Flores,
Right.
and he's the ambassador for this group, which is
Okay.
interesting because they're kind of an anti-predator hunting group, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, and he's affiliated with Meat Eater,
Yeah,
obviously.
he's got a Meat Eater podcast.
Oh,
A
his
Meat Eater
his
podcast.
podcast is great.
Oh, yeah, the American West with Dan Flores.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't I haven't partaken. Perhaps I will. I will listen to an episode or two. Because it's more than just hunt. I don't like hunt podcasts except my own. Like sometimes I listen to mine and I think, oh, it's kind of good. I'm like this. But all the other ones I think
You're like,
suck.
man, maybe I'll start a TV show.
Uh, so it is. I reached out to Dan. I haven't heard back, but see if he'd come on and talk about this. But not Dan, but somebody else at Project Coyote wrote an article about the Aron Snyder deal. Let me just read it. I was going to read a couple.
Yeah, go for it.
What this video appears to depict is not hunt, predator control, or anything resembling sportsmanship. It is the sadistic cruelty inflicted on a sentient coyote, said Camilla Fox, founder and executive director of Project Coyote. It shines a bright light on the need for wildlife managers in Wyoming and other states to stop defining coyotes and many other wild animals as quote unquote nuisance wildlife, which perpetuates unlimited killing and cruelty. Tragically, the acts seen in this video are all too common, and the attitudes behind them must change. The first reported by Cowboy State Daily, that this is a typo on her part, SIC, on June 12, 2026, shows Snyder pulling an apparently wounded coyote from beneath sagebrush by its tail, flinging it, chasing it down, kicking it in the head, and stabbing it while it lay incapacitated. The footage has drawn comparisons to the 2020-24 case of Cody Roberts, who was charged with felony animal cruelty after torturing and killing a wolf in Daniel, Wyoming, which resulted in Wyoming's recently passed clean kill statute, which makes it a crime to deliberately prolong the suffering of wildlife. Did you know they passed that? I knew there was some momentum to pass some kind of.
No, I did not know that.
That's really cool. In a state like Wyoming, you would think it would be the last state to pass something like that. So, good for you, Wyoming.
Yeah, I like that.
There's a little bit from the Cowboys Daily article says here that a reporter there reached out to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, TPWD, asking if the department is investigating the incident depicted in the coyote killing video, and if any reaction might result. Why am I struggling so much? TPWD law enforcement spokeswoman Maggie Berger promptly responded with an email saying she would check into it. So this was a week ago. So there might be consequences. So the only other thing to talk about with this is that in 2021 or 2022, when I went rogue and started saying what I really thought about hunting media, I went on the Blood Origins podcast and told them what I thought. All the shit that I've now been saying for 5 years. Like the fledgling version of my viewpoint, my perspective. My first attempt at explaining my concerns. And I also wrote an article called The Case Against Hunting Social Media.
Okay.
And it was maybe that's not the title. Maybe the title was something like taking hunting off social media will make it better, or something like that. You can easily find the article. Matt Ranella, Free Range American. It's the magazine that's run by Black and owned by the founder of Black Rifle Coffee, Evan Hafer. And Aron Snyder, of all people, had a complete meltdown over that podcast episode. And
your point was has been all along that this stuff hurts relationships with non-hunters. Our relationship with non-hunters.
Yeah, it's one of my points for sure. Like, I just don't see any positive benefits to putting dead and dying shit on public facing accounts. That's what I said in the article, basically. And he was like, booty hurt. And the reason I know that is because him and his chums then recorded a round table all devoted to that podcast episode in my article.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then you've listened to it. It's like there's passages where he legitimately appears like his feelings are hurt, that I don't like what he does. And then he came on my podcast. He was one of my first guests, and
isn't that still your highest rated episode?
I don't know. He disagreed with me on all this, obviously, and continued to post dozens of dead and dying animal pictures and videos for the last 4 or 5 years since then. And then this happens. One of these articles, I think it was the Meteor one, Snyder said he was performing a quote unquote dead check. That's a new vocabulary word for me. When he tapped the coyote on the head with the knife and added that he had lost some quote unquote respect for predators such as coyotes and wolves after watching them quote unquote tear apart fawns, calves, and dogs. He went on to apologize for the incident and said he plans to get off of social media. Man, when he was tapping that, you'd have to be a complete fucking moron to think that thing was dead.
It was still lifting its head up.
It's like got its head up looking at him.
Yeah. He was taunting it with a knife.
Yeah. But anyway, that's not even the section I was looking forward to. And there's some place where he says it's a blessing in disguise because now I can just do away with this social media thing and just hunt. But on my podcast, when I podcasted with him, I said one of the things that's just ridiculous about hunting media is that it takes all the fun out of hunting to have a cameraman behind you when you're hunting. And he said, "Oh, not with the guy I use. He don't get in the way." But now, 4 years later, he's like, "No, now I can get away from the cameraman."
Yeah, I think that's
so. Which is it, Aaron? Does hunting with a cameraman detract or not?
Well, and even if you like, man, if somebody had a video of me doing something that I was like, man, I don't want this getting out, I'd be like, dude, you're gonna send me that video and delete it. You know what I mean? Like, so obviously it was he didn't think anything of it at the time. That's what's
If I would have been in that situation and there would have been a guy videoing me when I was doing that, I would never hunt with that person again. I'd be like, what kind of sicko are you?
yeah. Why are you videotaping this? Yeah.
I mean, that guy is sick. As sick or more than Aron Snyder.
I don't know. And well, we didn't talk about this, but it is kind of strange that this coincided with the release of his backpack, his new backpack.
Oh yeah, okay, so is this your theory or is this a theory that's floating around?
This is a theory that's floating around that Aron Snyder just released a new backpack that he designed, and that this release of this video
For this company, right? For the company he works for?
I mean, I guess I don't know if it was through Primitive Outdoors or not, but
So I guess if you were to flesh this out, how it would work if you did what? Mystery range
or
uh,
Kifaru.
or Kafaru. They make packs, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Or Stone Glacier. Oh yeah, Kafaru's yeah, and laying out.
like he shared it with somebody from Kifaru, you know, that he
Yeah. He's like, hey man, check out this bitchin' new pack I've designed. And Kafaru's like, oh, this is a problem. That's a nice pack. We need to hire a private investigator because I know that Snyder has done some like sadist shit, and see if we can turn up a video and if the PI can turn up a video and then release it to a news outlet.
and we are speculating on this, folks. Obviously,
If that's not clear by my voice, then um, it actually sounds pretty damn plausible.
but the speculation is that somebody sabotaged him because this coincided with the release of his new backpack.
Yeah, that's pretty. If I was a betting man, I would bet not.
I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's outside the realm of possibility. I wouldn't bet my life against a $5 bill. You know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think you know, he obviously is suffering the consequences of it, and it's, you know, gonna
Just
suck.
keep the shit off the computer, folks. You know. Here's another guy. Did you hear about this guy? This is the 23rd edition to my list that I keep of influencers that have gotten busted for poaching. Joe Jenkins,
I don't know who that is.
aka the American Bearded Warrior. These fucking guys. How do they come up with these names? Just the cheesiness. You haven't heard about this guy?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he was a influencer, and a guide, an illegal guide.
Oh,
He, according to I did it, he just got a 2-year prison term, and he lost his hunting privileges for life in Idaho.
oh wow.
And he has to pay 10 grand in fines.
What did he poach?
I'll get to that in just a second. Let me finish like what happened to him. It says here also that the ban may extend to most other states through the Interstate Wildlife Violator Compact. So he ran, and this is all according to Idaho Department of Fish and Game. He ran an unlicensed hunting guide slash outfitter operation, conducted illegal black bear baiting, guided clients on hunts without proper licensing, used an undercover officer in an operation that confirmed illegal guiding activity, and was found to be a convicted felon in possession of firearms, which compounded the charges. So I tried to look into his previous felony convictions. I couldn't find what they were, but he was convicted of 3 felonies in Alaska a number of years ago.
Jeez.
The American bearded warrior. I wonder if that's how he introduced himself to his cellmates, his cell block.
Even the guys that aren't poaching, like,
how do you even take yourself seriously to give yourself a name like that? Like, part of your name is that you have hair on your face.
but even if you don't, if you take the poaching, just like posting videos and stuff. Do you remember Laura you had on the podcast? Laura's
yeah,
Outdoor Life. I follow her on Instagram.
yeah, I remember having her on.
So she's posted some videos of her and another woman fishing, and they're just catching bluegill and panfish, and they're just chucking them back in the water.
Is she wearing a bikini?
I don't know. She's in a kayak,
You
but
don't know? How can you not know?
I mean, I don't know if she was or not, to be honest with you.
I'd have to watch 10 minutes before I realized that there was even fish involved. She's pretty hot.
Yeah, she's
pretty
easy on the
hot.
eyes for sure. But
yeah, I think if I remember, she's got like 4 kids.
yeah, I mean, I just find it like one of those things where, like, I see her feed and, it's okay, but then you're like, well, wait a minute, what is this? Why are you throwing fish? Like, it's just not a good look.
Yeah, again, going back to the thing like where kids do cruel shit, and that this theory I have that people like Snyder and Laura, they just never grow out of that. Like, I don't know, the weird thing that when you're a little kid, you don't take you don't care about the suffering of animals.
I mean, if she was on a wild
we used
trout
to
stream,
catch.
I guarantee she wouldn't be doing that with trout.
Oh, you don't think so? Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's the
probably.
devalue. You devalue panfish because they're common and you could catch 1 million of them. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. It just baffles me.
As an adult, if you told me I had to chuck a fish, I'd way rather chuck a trout than a bluegill. Like, I just hold bluegills in high regard.
I mean,
they're like an everyman's fish. Anybody with a $5 Snoopy rod and a few worms can go out and get some, like, their dinner.
Yeah.
Because of the bluegill and the perch and the crappie. I think that they should be revered above all fish.
I agree.
But what I was getting at with it is, like, when I was a little kid, I remember we would once in a while catch bluegills and not take them off the hook and then have a baseball bat and beat them off the frickin' hook.
Yeah, because you were a kid. And you didn't know any better.
Even though I was a kid, and I still, and that was so long ago, I still feel shame when I think about that. But
Yeah,
there's some people that never, their sense of compassion and the sense of obligation to not cause unnecessary fear and pain. It just never develops.
I mean, you got to be smart enough to know that there is a mortality rate to even catch and release. And then you're increasing that by a
Chucking them.
factor. Yeah,
So this video, it just shows these two gals out there in their little kayaks catching a bluegill and then whipping it as far as they can.
Or like throwing it like over their head like a grenade, like, just like see how high they can go.
Yeah.
And there was a part of me that was like, when I first watched it, I'm like, is this AI? Are they just doing this to be like funny? But even if it is AI, let's just assume it is. I don't think it is, because I watched it again. But it's whether it's AI or not, it's irrelevant. It's just like, what are you trying to show to people who may or may not be supportive of fishing and hunting? It's just not a good look. It's not.
No, I mean, there's two things. There's two distinct things. There's that they did it, and that they
Showed it.
displayed it to a national audience.
Right.
You sent me this post. Oh, that other girl's hot too. 2,200 likes, 162 shares, 48 comments, probably overwhelmingly positive.
I'm sure.
Guess. Yeah, I don't know. She's an interesting person, and when she came on the podcast, I remember she was she just has a lot of dislike in her heart for quote unquote influencer chicks.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
And I'm like, even then and now, this is like the first I've looked at her account since then. Maybe, no, I've seen other shit of hers probably, but then and now, I was like, how are you any different at all, even remotely, from the people that you're criticizing?
Yeah, I mean, she'll have some posts about her kids, and she's a hell of a steelhead and salmon fisherman.
Yeah, but they all do. Any of these influencer chicks that have kids put the kids in the video once in a while.
Yeah, and I get it. I'm not even criticizing her for that.
No, what I'm getting is, well, do you see any difference between her and any of these other? Do you see any difference between her and the women she criticizes?
Not really. Not really.
I did a poor job in the interview, which is not surprising. I often do. I don't think I ever once asked her, what differentiates you from the people that you don't like? Because by my lights, you are talking about yourself right now.
And maybe she's not trying to make money off of it. I don't know. Maybe she's just doing it for the community and I'm sugarcoating it here. I don't know. I don't see her account as being like any different per se. It's not egregious, but at the same time, it's like, you do have a following.
This is. I mean, that's the whole reason we're talking about it, is because
this post, yeah, for sure. You have a following, and this is not a good look. And it's the same as all this other crap. It's just like, you have to think beyond the community that is going to like whatever you do. As soon as you put it out there, someone's going to see it that may or not be supportive of hunting and fishing. And that's the takeaway. It's like, why would you put something like this out there? It's not a good look.
Yeah. This other chick has a bigger following than Outdoor Laura or whatever, the chick she's with. And this other chick, man, every other post
is what?
Every other post is a gripping.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
I don't follow that.
PNW Huntress. I got
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Pacific Northwest. Some of her videos even have like the warning label on them. Or at least one of them does. Oh, and she's selling stuff. Here's her selling her knife design. You know. Yeah. Do not like
The
Huntress.
takeaway is just, man, if you're gonna post
Do
shit,
not like Insta Huntresses, man. Not a fan. I like my babes without the dead animals. Call me old fashioned. But I like my babes. That should be the title of this episode. I like my babes without the dead shit.
if you're gonna post shit, just recognize that it's gonna reach the people outside of your echo chamber, and it might not land well. That's all.
Yeah. Any other topics we want to cover?
I guess something positive. We've talked about this in the past where it seems like some of the more prominent hunting shows, specifically the hunting public,
Oh yeah.
has stopped revealing where they are hunting. So that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. So lay out the data on that. You looked into this a little bit, gathered a little data.
Yeah. So I went back and looked at the hunting public, and I just randomly picked one of their turkey tours. That's what they call their seasons. They'll do like a turkey tour. And
So it'll be a bunch of episodes about turkey hunting.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So their fall season will be deer season 26. Their spring season was turkey tour, or deer tour 26, turkey tour 26. So I went back and looked at turkey tour 26, and I just randomly picked turkey tour 19. So I'll just read off. There's quite a few of these episodes, but
so we're comparing the titles of the episodes in 2019 to the titles of the episodes in 2026 for the hunting public's turkey tour.
Yes.
Episodes. Okay.
So stop me if you get the point. All right, I'll just read them off. Alabama Public Land. First Morning Gobblers, Alabama Public Land.
This is 2019.
This is 2019. We're fired up gobbler. We found a fired up gobbler. Alabama Public Land. We messed up. Alabama Public Land. Even gobbler in public land. Alabama. Ted's Last Chance. Alabama. Tennessee Turkey Hunting. Public Land. Spring Turkey Hunting. Tennessee Public Land. Calling Hend Up Gobblers. Tennessee Public Land. Alabama Public Land. Living Out of a Bus. Public Land Turkeys Everywhere. Sam's Redemption Gobbler. Bow hunting water holes for turkey. Will it work? Early season tactics. We caught a poacher. Arkansas turkey hunting. Arkansas turkey hunt. Can we pull it off? Kansas bow birds. Best broadhead for turkeys. Exploring Georgia's public lands. Tom Gobbler's nonstop at Georgia public lands. We messed up. Missouri opening day.
Okay, so I'd say 3 out of 4.
It's
their name in their name in the state.
It's above 90%. Yeah.
Okay.
South Dakota, Wisconsin, Missouri, Pennsylvania.
Would you please send me this?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mind making the graph out of this, but I want to graph percentage of episodes.
Yep.
That they named states in 2016 or 19 and compared to
so even
2026.
If you go into the episode itself, like some of these, I checked, the state is not in the episode, but as soon as you go into the episode, it'll tell you what state they're in.
What do you mean?
Like this one.
Say it again. In a more I understand that.
So if you go into episode 13, bow hunting a water hole for turkeys, will it work?
Oh, so even when they don't say the state in the title,
when you start the episode, it will tell you where the turkey hunt is taking place. It'll tell you the state.
Okay.
Now, fast forward to Turkey Tour 26. So I'll just read these. Mississippi Youth Opener, Hunting Stubborn Gobblers, Craziest Opening Day, Gobbler Runs to the Call, Swamp Gobblers, Hunting Hend Up Gobblers, Hemlock Forest, A Turkey Hunt I'll Never Forget, Turkey Hunting Steep Terrain, Close Range Gobblers, 20 Gobblers in Range, Appalachian Mountain Turkey Hunting, California Turkey Hunting with Howl for Wildlife, Calling Turkeys Over a Rock Wall, Hunting Georgia Turkey with a Pro Collar, Hottest Turkey in Georgia, Did We Call Too Much, The Toughest Place We've Ever Hunted Turkeys, Hunting Mountain Merriams, Texas Rios on Fire, Turkey Hunting Opening Weekend on Public Land, Hunting Call Shy Turkeys, 3 Gobblers in 3 Ways, Hunting Cruising Gobblers, The Hardest Way to Hunt Turkeys, My Favorite Turkey Hunt of 2026.
Okay, so it seems like far less on a percentage basis.
Far, far less. And in these episodes, I watched a few of them. There's no mention of any state. It's only the ones like this Rio where they're on this guy's family ranch in Texas. I guess the other one, which was a Pro Collar, they were in Georgia.
The one in California with Howell, that was probably on private land.
I'm sure. Not. Yeah. So way less.
Okay.
And they're not mentioning it in the episode at all.
Okay, let's do Randy. Randy, same stats for Randy, and then we'll give our impressions as to why they might be.
Yeah, Randy's not as cut and dry. But you could see I just randomly chose Fresh Tracks season 2. Windy, Wyoming, Wapiti. Is that how you say it? Wapiti? Wapiti.
Yeah, that's like I don't know what Indian language, but it's some Indian language name for elk. For elk.
Windy, Wyoming, Wapiti.
Mm-hmm.
Windy, Wyoming, Wapiti Part 2. Wapiti Part 2. Colorado Elk Redemption. Mule Deer Karma. Montana Mule Deer Surprise. New Mexico Pronghorn Challenge. New Mexico Elk Rematch. Montana Elk Bulls, Bows, and Bugles. Arizona Pronghorn Promised Land. Arizona Bulls and Blizzards.
Okay. The vast majority, they state name in the title.
Vast majority.
As you read this, I'm like, why the fuck? It's like, it's a conscious decision to include the name of the state.
Yeah.
Like, why? How is that? I don't. And that why not more? Why not say this national forest? Or
right. Well, there's obviously some restraint.
Ranch or okay. So anyway, 2026.
So this is last year's episodes for 2025. Fresh Track.
2025. Sorry.
An elk hunt with Teddy Roosevelt.
No state.
No state. Chucker hunting.
No state.
Southeast Alaskan bears.
Region of the state.
A velvet caribou Northwest Territory.
Okay, that's like a state.
Doll sheep. Oregon duck hunt. Big Arizona bull. Late season elk hunt with my niece. Oregon pronghorn. Nevada bull with TRCP. Marcus's Montana bighorn sheep hunt. Randy's Yukon dream moose and caribou. Utah pronghorn. Bull elk down in Wyoming's feeding ground.
Oh, I don't see any difference between. He hasn't moderated his state.
Yeah, burning. And he did this day by day series, which is like real time, like during the season. And he had spring bear hunt part 1 and part 2, no state. The last charge rifle rut hunt, no state. Mountain whitetails part 1, part 2, no state.
So wait, what are the differences between these episodes and the last ones?
These are like YouTube series. It's called Day by Day. So during the season, like they'll release these videos during the season, day by day. So
okay.
It's like you could follow them while they're on the hunt.
Okay.
So Close, Prairie Elk, Yukon Caribou and Grizzly Bear Hunt Part 1, 2, and 3. Backcountry Deer Part 1 and 2. Archery Elk Part 1, 2, and 3. Nevada Archery Deer Part 1 and 2. Nevada Elk Part 1, 2, and 3. Alaska Sitka Deer. Idaho backcountry elk part 1, 2, and 3, Montana elk part 1, 2, and 3, and Arizona coos part 1 and part 2.
Okay, so you preface this, you kick this off by saying good news. I'd say maybe good news for hunting public, but I don't see any evidence that Randy has moderated the state burning.
Well, I think it's more deliberate. Like, you're not hunting over the counter DIY in Canada. You have to go with a guide and an outfitter. So he has no
Well, a
problem.
lot of those were lower 48 hunts, though.
Right. But
And he's
like Nevada is so hard to get a tag, so he's not afraid to share that state. A Montana bighorn sheep hunt. How many
no
people?
way.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna make it harder still to get a tag.
Right. I would say the states he's sharing are limited entry, with the exception of Arizona coos part 1 and part 2.
Oh, I thought Coos deer were draw.
Yeah, for a lot of the state it is, but you
But
can
there's
still
places where okay. I
you
didn't
can
know
still
that.
get a tag with 0 points in some units.
You can go buy it at the grocery store? Or
No,
at the
you
gas
have to put
station?
in for it.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Yeah,
not as
well,
it appears to be somewhat changing for Randy, but not as deliberate as the hunting public.
yeah. Well, good on the hunting public for doing that. I don't know why they didn't. I mean, the thing is, these guys know much more intimately than we do that they are destroying hunts. You know, that they are making it damn near impossible to get a tag a lot of places that they publicize, and making the quality of the hunt far lower.
I remember
Where the
reading where people were like saying they literally caused the number of tags to be reduced. Like, so in other words, like I think Tennessee or Georgia went from 3 birds down to 2 or 1 bird. That
oh
don't
yeah,
quote me on that, but there was a lot of finger pointing at the hunting public for single-handedly causing the interest in non-residents flocking to the, no pun intended, flocking to those states to hunt
absolutely. And to
turkeys. Yeah.
argue otherwise is to argue that fish and game management agencies are wasting their money when they hire them to publicize hunts.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
don't think that hunting content makes more people go to the place where you're filming, then you're disagreeing with not only us, you're disagreeing with fish and game management agencies that hire Randy Bluebird, that hire the hunting public to publicize the hunts. And so that gets back to this, that the hunting public is now leaving the name of the state out of the episode. I mean, they've known for forever because they're like the ones doing it. They know more intimately than anybody the impact they have, right?
I believe you're absolutely right. They know.
They're privy to all kinds of data that we're not. Like we filmed an episode here in 2019. We went back to that same location in 2021. Woo, boy, what a zoo! They also have, man, after that 2022 hunt in Georgia, boy, did we get a lot of we got 500 emails from people wondering where exactly to go. Right? They're privy to all that kind of shit that we're not even. But I could guess years ago that this was going to screw stuff up, and I'm privy to like 1/10 of the facts that they are. So why? Like they've known for years that they are destroying hunts, and now they decide. Now they decide they're going to
They took
leave
in
the state
Georgia
out.
specifically, they took birds to a check-in station, and they didn't they disclosed the location of the check-in station. So you know exactly where those birds are. And
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand their logic in, oh, now let's leave the state out.
well, they don't want to have to change it to the hunting private because if they keep disclosing where they're going, it's going to
They're
be
not, yeah, they're not going to be able to get any tags anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, they might be doing it for their own, for the sake of their. Oh, and when we felt like we were just fucking up people's hunts that have hunted these places for years, we didn't care about that. But now it's getting to the point where it's getting harder for us to hunt there. So
Yeah.
now we better leave the state out. These people, man, these people drive, and not when I say these people, I mean all of these hunting media people. They're
And
just so fucking annoying to me, man.
I really liked the hunting public when it first came out. I'll full disclosure, I was a fan. It was refreshing. It was like a lot of their personalities were genuine, and it was like you felt like you were watching something that was real. And going back and watching some of these for this, it's like, man, it's just like they're just the same as everything else out there, you know? It's just larger than life personalities. There's sponsorships now. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
they've had spots. They've been peddling everything under the sun for years at this point. Like,
They're supposed to be like the working man's, hunters, and they're like their turkey vest is like $400. I mean, what the
yeah, one of them just bought a bunch of land somewhere, right? Or bought some land somewhere. I saw an Instagram post about that. It was
yeah.
like
I don't know, man. I don't know, but either way, I guess it's a step in the right direction. So kudos to them.
kudos to you guys, you fucking traitors, man, you sellouts. No, I'm glad they're doing it, but it's like they've known for forever the impact they're having, the negative impact, the overwhelmingly negative impact. Ugh, who knows, man? They probably did it because they were getting more negative comments and they were afraid that some of their sponsors wouldn't like that.
Yeah, they were definitely getting some kickback, or not kickback. They were getting some negative feedback for sure. And the finger was being pointed at them, definitely. And it's probably somewhat self-preservation.
Well, yeah, like we were saying a minute ago. Well, here's an example of that. Like, they have turkey hunts in Montana with what, 50, 60, 70,000 views. And this was the first year, 2026, that the regulations for non-resident hunters for turkey in Montana are no longer identical to those for resident hunters.
There you go.
You, Jim, if you came here to turkey hunt with me, you couldn't do it the first 10 days of season.
Jeez. And that's just 2026.
Yep. And if I was a betting man on this, I would be eager to bet that if it wasn't for digital hunting media, that you would still be able to come and hunt the opener with me.
I guarantee that. There's
Yeah,
not a doubt in
the
my mind.
decade of Randy Newberg and hunting public and my brother, etc., etc., and me. I did one. I did a turkey hunting video.
I remember.
I
told you what I did after you guys filmed that episode.
I am
right.
You did. I just want to apologize. It was before I woke up and smelled the coffee, but yeah, tell that story.
So obviously I watched the episode. I'm like, oh, that would be really cool to go shoot a turkey in Montana. Let me look at a fire map of the previous year, because you guys were hunting a previously burned area. And I'm sure I was not alone in trying to figure out what region you were in.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There, and you're just like one guy. Multiply that by the thousands and thousands and thousands of people.
So seriously, tell me where you were. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. And saw that in every other turkey hunt video in Montana. You get a sense why every year there's more and more and more and more and more non-residents, which I'm not opposed to non-resident hunting. I hunt other states myself.
Yeah.
I'm opposed to hunting promotion. I'm not opposed to non-resident hunters. And now you see what inevitably will happen. More and more restrictions on what the existing hunting community will be able to hunt and where and when they'll be able to hunt that.
It's like what
And
you've
who do
said.
you have to thank for all that? The hunting public, my brother, Randy Newberg, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
It's like what you say, like you said this time and time again. It's like to say that you're not having impact is to say that advertising doesn't work.
Yeah, to say that all the other shit you try to sell isn't moving any product. Oh yeah, the video moves guns and bows and turkey vests. Oh, but it doesn't move like demand for these hunts. It's like, come on.
I mean,
Come on.
It's appealing. Like I'm the example. I watched it. I'm like, God damn, that looks like it'd be awesome. Going in the backcountry, taking a tent, and going turkey hunting. What is not appealing about that?
Absolutely, yeah. But you're destroying it for people that have done it for a long time.
Especially in the masses. When it's reaching the masses like myself and the tens of thousands of other people, of course you're gonna get people that want to do that same thing and execute.
Yeah, and you are dishonoring the hard work of people that find good hunting through hard work. You're dishonoring people that care enough to find it by hard work and scouting, and instead giving it to every schmo that's willing to sit down and watch hunting videos and thereby destroy it.
Well, you think this will be a trend that happens for more hunting shows?
I don't know. It'll be an interesting thing to track. I'm glad you looked into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, send me. I'll put out the hunting public one with a little thank you. There's also going to be some editorializing and shit now, but I'll make a little graph and put it out.
I wish they'd come on.
I don't want to talk to those guys. I just no. It'll be just the same old like tired fucking like. Well, we need more hunters to give for conservation and all this shit that has nothing to do with their motivation for making the show.
Yeah, I don't buy that anymore.
Famous and make money. We got to portray hunting in a positive light.
Yeah.
And attract more people to this dying sport that has more participants per acre than ever before in U.S. history.
Whacking and stacking is not the way to do it.
Yeah. All right. Hey, that was great. If once in a while I'll have an episode where then I think, well, if people don't like this podcast and they don't like this episode, then this podcast isn't for them. Because this is one I don't think we could do much better. We gave some facts, some information. We gave our perspective on what's going on. That was good.
Always good, man. Always good to catch up with you.
All right. Good night.
All right. I'll talk to you. Bye-bye.